What's this vandal up to? Hey, what are you doing? It's a big shed, you! Young Michael's just taking an old shed down here. See what he's up to. Oh yeah? That's no good polish, eh?
Don't know what to do with it now. Who can fix it?
I think they're having a bonfire up at top this year, you know.
Are they?
I think so, mate, yeah.
I'll ask them.
I'll have to ask him and see what we can do with all that wood. So what are you doing that for then? Just taking that out and building a new one, or boxing round?
Boxing it in here, having a little seating area, maybe have another bed there for some more veg. It was a bit of a mess, wasn't it? So
You could get buckets and stuff down that side, couldn't you?
aye, good idea that.
Get spud buckets down.
I
I like that canopy. That's alright, isn't it?
That legs he's training up now though, don't they? I think wind's had hold of it with that shed and it's gone over a bit, so...
Yeah, it looks like it slipped out a bit at the bottom there, doesn't it?
I think shed pulled it over, to be honest with you. So, nah. Well,
You have a smashing time, mate, yeah.
it's smashing to have.
It was about half the size of that one next door, weren't it, that?
Yeah, I think it's 6x3 or something.
6x3.
6x3 shed.
That's your main one there, isn't it?
Yeah, well that needs fixing and painting a little well.
Yeah, you started putting that cladding on outside, didn't you?
Yeah, I did all this side here, but this looks quite fresh because it's been under that canopy. It's not really got weathered that.
Yeah, that's looking...
Yeah, it looks quite
Yeah.
fresh like that.
I say it's got to carry on with it. You could probably use some of them, couldn't you?
We're a bit rotted them, aren't they? So a bit rotted for that.
Actually, yeah, when you look at that one, it is quite, isn't it? Oh, keep cracking on, mucker.
I keep going.
Keep your head down. So the old shed's been cleared away, and he's put a very impressive banister set up at the side there. Bit of a team effort, weren't it? But we got it sorted. Only took about 5 minutes, didn't it? So I have to chop them and make these spindles sort of marry up a bit better. It's a little bit wide, but a flying man on a horse couldn't tell the difference. Looks alright. That's like a corral, isn't it? Like a cow in a cowboy film.
Well, once it's all painted up, it'll be nice.
Hits your pony to that, pal. Just straighten them up as well a bit, didn't we?
And they were down a bit from the
A little bit cockeyed, weren't they? Looks alright, that, mate. Jobs are good. Young Michael there, doing what he's set out to do, boys and girls. And that's what I need to do. So when I came down about an hour ago, I thought I'll get the rest of those garlic up and then I'll move on, do a bit of weeding and get the onions up. Well, I've done the garlic. I'll show you, I've made little German hand grenades out of it. So this thing that I keep banging my head on, this basket, is ideal for drying your garlic on, which is what I'm doing. So I've just took a couple of outer layers of the sort of papery coverage that goes over the cloves, and so you're left with these bulbs that are cleaned up. So I've more or less cleaned them up. I left them to dry in there for a couple of days, and then so once the soil or the dirt that was on them was dry, I've just peeled that off, got rid of the roots, most of the roots, and I'm going to leave them in there probably for about a week and a half, something like that, and let the bulbs kind of dry out a bit. And when these become papery thin tassels, then they're ready for storage. So that's the plan. You look at them, some of them are bigger than others. We have got some crackers. Look at this one. I think he's the daddy of them all, isn't he? This one in the middle. Hang on, have a look at him. That's a nice big bulb. And that was Casablanca garlic that was overwintered. So we put those in, I think it was at the beginning of November last year. And that's what we've got. And I was a bit worried that it wouldn't have the segmentation, but it has had the segmentation. They are individual cloves. Because sometimes when you don't get the right sort of cold conditions over winter, they don't tend to split, and you just get big fat, like they look like onions, small onions, but it's actually garlic. you don't get that splittage that you want from a garlic. Just in the Tiki Tunnel 2 here, boys and girls. And we have got some cucumbers coming on, if you look there. These are kind of a small cucumber, I do believe. They grow to about 8 to 10 inches in length. And they're getting on quite, there's like low-hanging fruit that we're getting on them at the moment. So I'm hoping that we're going to get some sort of lateral growth, not lateral growth, some vertical growth going up these trellises, because that's what usually happens. They'll grow to probably around about 3 feet and then spread the wings. And fingers crossed, it'll fill that trellis up with the cucumber. So they need a watering and they need a feed as well, because they've only had one feed. So we're going to be doing some more. I'll show you the comfrey feed actually. We'll create some comfrey feed today. I'll show you how we do that. But these tomato plants are growing at a pace now. It was only last week that I tied these on, and already we've got about another 6 inches worth of growth going up there, and over the next couple of months that'll continue on until I pinch them out. And I'm going to pinch out the growing tips when they reach the top of these and just let them bush out then. But I'm single stemming these all the way up the canes. You're getting some little tomatoes on there, little pear tomatoes, plum, red plum tomatoes. We're getting a couple on, so I'm going to thin those out a little bit and take away some of these offshoots. These are the offshoots that grow, or the suckers they're called, that grow in the elbow where the leaf stem comes out and the actual growth stem comes out. So there's your main stem. I'm getting this right. There's your main stem and there's your leaf, and they grow in the elbow there, and they can become new plants. So what I can do is I can leave that to grow till it's about 6 or 7 inches long, and then nip it out and plant it up again to grow as a new plant. Or I can take them out as they are now. But there's a few coming. What I might actually do is, because I could do with some more tomato plants, I might leave these longer ones for another week, and then I'll do some cloning with them. Well, I'll clone myself some new tomato plants based on what we've got growing here, taken off the parent plant and then repotted. Here's a garlic at the back that the paper wrapper came off, if you like, and so you're exposing the cloves. Those are the cloves inside there, and that'll have to be eaten this week, or certainly it won't store because it's not got the paper on it. As you see in the shops, the garlic in the shops has got the paper containing the cloves in the bulb. So that's going to be eaten. You can smell it's quite strong, it's nice. Like garlic, very good for you. Now it's time to take out the overwintering onions that we put in, which were the Japanese sensu, just in this area. There's about 24, I think, of them. These are the ones that we started this year in April. I think it was April, January, February. No, mid-March I think it was that I started those off. So they'll only be ready like sort of next month. But these ones will be ready now. Even though they've been in the ground for sort of like 5 months more than these ones have been in the ground. You only get sort of save yourself a month really. But it's just to have something in the ground over winter. So we're going to get these out. So I'm curing these onions off in Tiki Tunnel number 1. And again, the racks are in place. So up they go on the racks, poke them through, let the tendrils hang upside down there. They'll dry off and go brown and stringy. That'll go brown. Although the white onions, they'll brown off into the usual onion shade, your standard onion shade, and then they're cured, they're ready then. And you can plait them, you know. I'm going to have a go at the plaiting, I think, and have a string of onions. But they look alright. Now we've got plenty more onions, but these are the ones that we're going to be saving out of the first batch, the overwintered batch. Yeah, I've got some visitors on the plot as well. The lady farmer and the mini digger. Let's go and check them out. They're eating all my strawberries. They're down there in the strawberry bed. Look at this giant rabbit, and it's just got some of my cabbage leaf. Go on, eat it. You can eat it a lot if you want. Give us a thumbs up. You like that better, don't you? The kale. Loves kale, don't you? Mm. There's a jungle battle going on here, isn't there? In potato jungle. Look at them all there. You got stormtroopers, haven't you?
Yeah.
And army men.
Some guys
That's
died.
a good Lego bit of field artillery, isn't it? There. Who's Iron Man?
No, that's Spider-Man. No, that's
Like
Flash.
like a ninjutsu.
Over there, there's a guy sinking.
He's sinking in the sinking sand.
He's just fell into a trap. And it's where people normally just get shot.
Oh. It's an absolute jungle in this brassica bed. And they're untouched. They're untouched by critter and beast. Look at all that greenery. Leafy green vegetables as far as the eye can see, guys. I'm well chuffed.
Dad,
Yeah?
big strawberry.
Pick a strawberry.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll have that one. That looks a good one. Mmm.
Mine was good. Like one. I had a big one.
They're sweet and they're tangy as well, aren't they?
Mine wasn't tangy.
I must have a sweet tooth.
No, it's just because you had like a small one.
Right. Nice though.
And they're in the sun.
Plenty of flavour to them, isn't there?
When they're in the sun, they make more flavour. So I don't know why.
And get nice and ripe.
Yeah.
There's loads of kale. This was our compost that we created in the compost bins, and that's doing fantastic. This and here, and it was just the sort of rabbit straw and rabbit droppings that we put in, and then the kitchen scraps, vegetable kitchen scraps. And we just kept piling it on straw, kitchen scraps, etc. Building it up in layers, and just left it then for about 18 months, and it came out really, really rich. And as you can see there, the plants are drawing it all up. These leaves are giant. This is cabbage. There's the collies. We've not got any collies coming as yet. They're just starting to sort of head up now. And the florets will grow inside of there. The heads of cauliflower should grow in the centre. In the same way as the broccoli. That's the broccoli that we took last week. Remember I chopped the big head off and I said side shoots will come out. And they have. So you get these side shoots coming off from your main head. Cut the main head off and you get the shoots coming out. So you get another crop off that. There's another one down here, weren't there, that I took? I think it was that one, weren't it? Yeah, it was that one. At the back. And the side shoots have come out now and they're ready. But if you look along, all the heads are coming on these now. Which is superb. But there's some purple sprouting broccoli as well that I spotted, and that's coming through as well. Purple sprouting. Oh yeah, it's looking really, really lush in here. I'm well chuffed with it. This cage is doing wonders, this brassica cage. Hello.
This is my castle.
This is your cage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your big cage. These are the cabbages down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, you know, the yellow leaves that you can see at the bottom.
Yeah.
If you get a little bucket and go around and just pull them yellow leaves off, because they'll attract slugs. But if you get them yellow leaves off,
What about that brown one?
And yeah, and the brown one, you know, the manky leaves. Yeah, go and get yourself a little bucket.
Any leaves that aren't green.
And then come back in, and we'll have to shut that door in case there's any butterflies about. That pak choy wasn't taken out, as you can see it's all gone to seed. So what I might do is leave that. Yeah, I might leave that and get the seed harvested off it. It's the same with the spinach. I need to start checking it. And we've got so much kale that I'm thinking about taking a load of bushels down to the food bank and feeding people with it, because we've not enough room in the freezers. That's your problem when you get a glut like this. You haven't actually got a chance to eat it all. But you could feed half of the town with this. Unbelievable. So we're going to try and fill up the freezers of family and friends with these leafy greens. And we'll have to start eating as much as we can, because all of this you can eat. The leaf, the florets. So, you know, when you get even the flowers that have come onto the pak choy there, you can eat those as well in salads and what have you. So nothing can go to waste. And what you can't eat, you'll have to compost again, but it seems like a waste, that, because you're growing it to eat it, aren't you? Worth bearing in mind, that, guys. Get big gluts like this. The leaf's good actually in soup. Well, there's only so much soup you can eat and freeze. It's the freezer space really that we need for this. I might look into making what's it called? Sauerkraut. Sauerkraut. I know you usually make it with your cabbage leaf, don't you, sauerkraut? But I don't see why any of the other brassicas can't be used. I can imagine they can. There's a bloody big one. Fantastic. Can I smell your flower?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. That's the floret of the broccoli, isn't it? Look at the thickness of that stem. It's massive, isn't it? Here, put it with some of the leaves over there. We're going to make a soup with that. Well, with a leaf anyway. We'll make a broccoli and Stilton soup with that, I think.
Dad.
Yeah, so the excess leaf gets chopped up quite finely, broken up, put into there, stems as well, to be converted into more growing medium. And these go off to be converted into a nutritious broccoli soup. Fantastic. That stem's supposed to be good for you as well. But it can tend to be quite tough, but with the leaf and the actual vein will all get chopped up and put into the soup. Look at that, Lee, was a worrel. You alright, Bob?
No, not bad.
Here. He's the glamorous assistant.
Where is he?
I'm just doing the comfrey feed here. Just put it anywhere there, look. So that's the comfrey. Thank you very much. We're going to chop some comfrey up, put it into there, into this fish blood and bone bucket. Fill it up with water, so it's about 3/4 full with the comfrey. Fill it up with water and then put a brick or a 3/4 brick on top. Put the lid back on and happy days. I'll show you.
Yeah, probably. Let's have a look and see.
So the comfrey's in. Stick that on top and then just fill it up with water. That's all you have to do. It's dead easy. I fill it up to about 1/4 inch before the top. Oh, there's a spider escaping. 1/4 inch before the top, and then the lid goes on, well sealed, and then you leave it for 3 weeks, and you'll have comfrey tea. Yeah. About 1 inch from the top, and that goes on. You have to make sure you seal it well down, the lid, because in 3 weeks' time, it'll be absolutely disgusting, the smell from that. It'll be like a chemical toilet at Glastonbury Festival. And you don't want that, do you? And it will attract all the green bottles and whatnot. So if you leave that like that, with the lid well sealed on, I might even mark it up and say comfrey feed on it. in, like I say, 3 weeks' time, 3 to 4 weeks' time, it'll be ready then for decanting into the big sort of 3 litre milk bottles. You'll get 3 litre milk bottles worth of comfrey feed out of that, and then we can add it to our feeding regimes. All right, I'm off now. Helen and Bradley's just staying on for a bit longer. They're enjoying themselves, but I've got to go to Meat Mart before it shuts and get some meat shopping in. Now I'm taking these home with me because they won't store. They had a couple of them with a touch of white rot on the bottom, which will have to be washed and cut out. Well, they're perfectly edible, but they just won't store. And some of them are dead tiny, you know, not worth saving. So what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to make an onion soup. So stay tuned for that, guys. Plenty of them. It'll be a big onion soup. And they're going to be bringing the broccoli. But I'm thinking for the broccoli, we're going to have we're just going to have like a big meal, big family meal. I'll get the meat and we'll get the broccoli. We've got potatoes there as well. And we'll just put it with a big roast. Take care of yourselves and each other. I'm getting worse, mate. I'm sure there's something not quite right. Might be this tooth. I suspect that I might need an extraction on this tooth. It's been giving me loads of jeb. Right, guys. Take care of yourselves and each other. Keep growing with your heads down, and I'll catch you next time on the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru Mafinda. If you're a lady, you've been beautiful, fantastic and fragrant. If you're a gentleman, you've been forthright, masculine and virile. And if you've been something in between, you've been something in between. Guru out. Take care. God bless. Ta-da.